Egypt. This is Ethan Luce, your news reporter from GPNN, the Great Pyramid News Network. Today we are going to see the Great Pyramid in 3D. We have very special technology that will let us go deep inside the massive stone structure. We built a miraculous vehicle called the Tomb Raider, a special ship that will take us back through time, back to the days of the Great Pyramid. We are now boarding the Tomb Raider. Remember, fasten your seatbelts and please keep your hands and feet inside the Tomb Raider at all times. In an unlikely event of a water landing, please use the person sitting next to you as a flotation device. We are now going back in time, so hang on. Phew! We made it! There it is! The Great Pyramid! Here we are in Giza, Egypt, hovering just outside the largest stone structure ever built. We travel back to 2550 BC. BC stands for before the birth of Christ. Since we live in the year 2001, that means we travel back in time about 4,550 years. Oh, I almost forgot. The Tomb Raider was built with a special locator map built into the windshield. As we travel inside the Great Pyramid, a red dot with a blue arrow will keep track of our exact location. The sun was very important to the ancient Egyptians. When a king died, he thought to become the sun god, named Ra. The Great Pyramid was built as a burial tomb for the great pharaoh, King Khufu. Like all pharaohs, King Khufu was thought to be a god, not a man. Thousands of workers felt it was a great honor to build his pyramid. Many of them spent over 20 years of their lives building the Great Pyramid. The pyramid was made with its sides facing exactly north, south, east, and west. That's really pretty amazing, especially since the compass won't be invented for another 4,000 years. Hey, so much for all the talk. Let's take this Tomb Raider for a spin. Are you ready? Let's get going. As we move around, the east side is the front of the pyramid. Later, other buildings would be built here. Before we go inside, let's fly around the outside to see what we can see. But those 2.5 million stones it took to build this thing are in the way. The Tomb Raider has been specially equipped with X-ray vision, just like Superman. Okay, where is that button? I know it is here somewhere. This it? No. There it is. Yeah! Just push this button. Now we can see the main chambers inside the Great Pyramid. First of all, the main king's burial chamber is that red thing in the middle. It is a huge room lined in red granite. The 5 different layers over the king's chamber are 5 small roofs below the top one. That fat yellow strip leading up the king's chamber is called the Grand Gallery. It is a high, long passage that is a grand entrance to the king's chamber. Listen to this. This is really cool. The Great Pyramid has 3 separate burial chambers. The underground room was the first burial chamber. You can see it at the bottom of the picture. It was never finished because King Khufu was afraid that robbers would steal his jewels like they did to his father's pyramid. So they wanted to trick the robbers. They made 2 more chambers. The middle chamber that people call today the Queen's Chamber was never made for queens at all. Really, it was made to fool robbers. When the robbers broke in and found it empty, they'd think the jewels were already stolen. But King's Chamber was really high up in the middle of the pyramid. After the king's funeral, his chamber was sealed with huge stone slabs, hoping to protect everything inside. Okay, now we're spinning around to the north side. Let's zoom into the entrance. There, we're getting closer. Okay, we're in, and there's the locator map arrow right at the entrance. We're starting at what's called the descending corridor. Descending means downward. So let's go down. We're approaching another corridor. It's called the ascending corridor. Ascending means upward. Our first stop will be at the Queen's chamber. So let's head up. Okay, here is the split. If we keep going up, we will enter the Grand Gallery and go into the King's chamber. Let's first take a look at the Queen's chamber. Remember, this chamber was never really finished and was never really meant for the Queen. We know it was never used because there is no stone coffin that would have held the mummified body. Okay, the Tomb Raider is off to the next stop. Keep an eye on the locator map. Now we're heading back to the ascending corridor and up to the Grand Gallery. Scientists today still don't know how the builders of so long ago could make these huge stone blocks fit together so tightly without any iron tools or machines. It's just one of the many mysteries of the Great Pyramid. So up we go. There! You can see the red granite of the King's chamber. Let's move in closer. Wow! The King's chamber! And look! The granite burial coffin called a sarcophagus. Let me tell you a secret. Historians don't really know if King Khufu was actually buried here. We have never found any artifacts or anything proving it. In fact, the only way we even know that the Great Pyramid belonged to King Khufu was that his name was carved in the stone ceiling above the sarcophagus. It's just one more mystery of the Great Pyramid. Hang on, the Tomb Raider is on the move again, back through the Grand Gallery, down the ascending corridor. The locator map shows where we are. And down even deeper into the unfinished chamber deep underground. This was going to be the King's chamber, an underground chamber like all other pyramids have. But King Khufu's father's pyramid had been robbed, and he didn't want it happening to him. Hey, look at this pit. It is believed that this would have been the burial pit for the mummy. Alright, it looks like we covered this Great Pyramid from top to bottom, and the Tomb Raider's heading out. Hang on. And there we are, back to where we started. You know, I've had a great time. I hope you did too. Now for our last order of business. We need to get us and the Tomb Raider back to the 21st century. I hope I remember how to do this. Let's see. Is it this button? No. Well, how about that one? No, it's definitely not that one. Okay, only one button left. Okay, we made it back to the good old 2001. Well, this is Ethan Luce, your news report from GPNN, the Great Pyramid News Network, saying good night and good news. Bye!